Hello everybody and welcome back. I do want to apologise about my croaky throat. My daughter has had a cold and she's passed her germs on to me. Apparently sharing is caring according to her. I'm not entirely convinced I agree with that at this moment, but yeah, I'm going to do my best to get through this video. Before I talk about the Tuesday challenge though, I just wanted to let you know about a different challenge that I'm taking part in, and that is the Cancer Research UK Skipping Challenge. So throughout March, I signed up to do 100 skips every single day. And the charity were really kind. They even sent out a skipping rope. So here is my blue skipping rope. Obviously, it's a very basic one. But I'm hoping, because I am not a particularly fit person, and I keep saying to myself that I want to improve my fitness, and I thought this would be a lovely challenge. And I'm hoping that once March is finished, because I've then built up the habit of doing it daily, that I would be able to continue with it. Perhaps either doing more skips or just doing it for a period of time rather than necessarily counting the skips. Now, I'm not going to lie, while I thought this would be an extremely fun challenge, on day one, when I first did it, I thought I was going to die. I really went for it and I was racing through and I got, just past 50 and I thought, yeah, this is brilliant. I'm really good at this. And then it rapidly went downhill. And yeah, I mean, thankfully though, that was a Friday, and when I'm doing it during the week, I work in a school. So my class are completely behind me and they were outside and they were sort of cheering me on and everything, which was absolutely lovely. So that kept me going on the Friday. On the weekends, I've got my daughter cheering me on as well. But then, yeah, like I say, during the week, I've got my class kind of cheering me on, which is really, really lovely. So I'm hoping, like I said, to get through the whole of March. I would like to say a massive thank you to Gillian Fenn, who is a watcher of my YouTube channel. She donated because she saw my post on my Facebook account and went over to my donation page, and she left me a little message saying that she loved my YouTube channel and wanted to support me as I did this challenge. So thank you so much, Gillian. If there is anybody else that wanted to support the Cancer Research UK, I will have my funding page linked in my link tree, which is in the description. Obviously, you absolutely do not have to. Like I said, I'm doing this for a bit of fun. It's to improve my fitness. I've paid my £10 into the challenge as well, because I'm thinking, well, it beats a gym membership. A gym membership would be a lot more. So yeah. This is what I'm doing throughout the month of March. It's been a challenge so far, definitely, but I am hoping, obviously, by the end of March, it will feel a little bit easier. Right, on with the Tuesday challenge then. So this is number 9. I can't believe we're almost at double figures. It's very exciting. So we're on challenge 9, and the different items we have, the word is imagine. The colour is green. And then the thing or the item is time. So they're the 3 words. Now I kind of went through my stash and I had this travel paper, and I might actually change my mind in a minute, I'm not sure. But this paper does have some greens in it, which is why I quite liked this. And for the time element, I've got these different stickers which I received from a subscription box, which it's either Grabby or Your Creative Studio. I can't remember which one, but one of those subscription boxes, I received all of these different clocks in. There were many others as well, but I was trying to pick out ones that I thought would be very nice. So this one's very pretty, but it's got the hands already on there. And I've got these little sort of brass hands, which I thought I might want to attach. So I'm probably not going to use that clock, but I just wanted to show you how pretty it was. It has got the greens on it, so it probably would be perfect, but I want to put my own hands on just for a little bit of extra interest. So yeah, I was just kind of deciding, oh, that one's got hands on as well, so we won't get rid of that one. So we've got these, and I think I might have to go with this one purely just because it stands out better, and it has more of a green background. I was just kind of looking to see in this travel pad, and this was only a cheap one. It was £1 in the works. I mean, that's a green, but I think I prefer this one. And the reason I like this one is because Now I must admit, it's only when I came to start recording that I realised I made probably a little bit of a mistake. But I found, and I love this quote by J.R. Tolkien. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. So I was thinking of time as the word. Obviously, time isn't the word, time is the thing. Imagine is the word. So I'm going to still use this quote, but I'm going to have imagine written up the side. So we're imagining all we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. So I'm going to try and tie in the two. But I really love that quote. So I'm thinking, because it's Tolkien, that's why I was thinking kind of the old-fashioned maps, because obviously in Tolkien's Lord of the Rings, you've got these lovely aged maps inside the book covers, if you've ever read the books. So that's my kind of train of thought. So that's what I'm going to start preparing. I've also got a little green split pin, or brad, as they're sometimes called, to hold obviously my clock hands in. So I'm just going to zoom you in a little bit, just so you can kind of see what I'm up to. So I've got my card, and I've just noticed that the map is a little bit kind of dog-eared at the top, so I'm going to use it from the bottom. And I am going to have to trim my card, because while this should be a 6x6 pad, as I said, it is a cheap one, it's only £1, so it doesn't quite fit. And using a pencil, I'm just going to draw along there, because that's where I need to cut. So I'm just going to use my small trimmer, just because it's easier. Now, either this paper's wonky or the cutter's wonky, but I've got a feeling it's probably more likely the paper. So I've cut it just above the line, just so that when I glue it down, I can always trim around it if I need to. Let's get rid of that scrap. And yeah, I'm going to glue that straight down to that. There we go. Yeah, so like I said, I don't know if it's the paper or what that's wonky, but something isn't quite right, but it is a cheap paper pad, but that's fine. We can trim that down. I'm just going to put the pin in that glue. Yeah, so the reason that I joined that skipping challenge, not necessarily because I know anybody with cancer, but I just think it's an incredibly important charity. My husband and I quite like to watch the Great British Bake Off, which is a baking programme here in the UK. And quite often they do a Stand Up to Cancer version where they get different sort of celebrities and things on and baking. It's always absolutely hilarious. But they always share the statistic, and I always find it really shocking that 1 in 2 people will have some form of cancer throughout their life, and I just find that absolutely incredible, which is why I always support the cancer research charity. If ever I go charity shopping, that's the kind of charity shop that I go into. I do like to do their gift aid as well. I sign up for that. So if you pay tax here in the UK, the government actually pays back to the charity. I think it's something like 20% or 25%. So whatever you spend, 25% of that is then kind of given back by the government. So yeah, I think it's just such a worthy cause. And like I said, I thought it'd be a really fun challenge. And skipping is fun. And I'm sure I'll love it by the time I've finished. But yeah, at the moment, because it's still the beginning, yeah, it's quite difficult. Right, so that's my backing on. Like I said, I've got this clock which I want to put the hands onto, and then I've got this quote which I'm going to tear. Now you can probably see from this piece of paper I started off really small and I thought, oh, that's too teeny, that's not going to show up. So I've got this one. So I'm just going to carefully try not to obviously rip it. Nope. Something like that. Right, let's get rid of that. Now this is obviously quite stark white, so what I'm going to do is with my vintage photo, I'm just going to lightly, I don't mind it being darker on the edges, but in the middle a little bit lighter maybe. And it just gives it that aged look. Right, so we've got that. One thing I need to think about is, so my tab's going to go up this end. Because last time when I was like planning out my butterfly, it kind of covered up a little bit where my tab was. So I need to think about that this time. So if I have the word imagine down the side, I don't know if the clock comes down here, I feel like there's still something that needs to be up here. Let's go and have a little look. Right, okay, so having a little dig around my stickers, I've got a few different sort of keys. I've also got these flowers which I think might be quite nice. So I think I'm going to add something like that on there. So the first thing I want to do, I think, is get this stuck down because the clock is potentially going to go on there. I am just going to trim around this because I think that black border is just a bit too wide. Now, I'm not normally very good at freehanding, so we'll see how this turns out. Right, okay, well that's not too bad actually. Okay, so there's my clock. So like I said, I want to get this stuck down first. Okay, so then that one's going to go there. Obviously we've got, I think the flowers actually look quite nice, so I might go with the flowers. And I'm awful at getting these stickers off, so I'm going to use my pokey tool, or my weeding tool rather. Right, okay, so that's that. And then, as I said, this is going to go on there. So for this bit, I am going to use my pokey tool. So I'm just going to work out roughly where it's going to go. And I'm just going to use my pokey tool to kind of go through all the way to the back. Now this, I believe, is a sticker. So I'm just going to line that up with the hole that I've just made. Okay, then we'll see if these work. Now I don't know if they will. I don't know if 2 is perhaps too many, but we'll see. Okay, yay. And they do actually spin. Awesome. So there's my green and my clock, well, my time. Green time, and now I need imagine. So imagine I was going to put up the sides. I'm just going to kind of draw it out with pencil first, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So a G in the middle. So a G roughly here. Okay, so there's the word imagine. So I really quite like that. I think that looks super pretty. So we've got our florals. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. So we've got our clock here with our moving hands and the word imagine. Now to cover that up, I might actually just glue another card on the back. So I'm just grabbing another one and I'm going to glue that straight down onto the other one. Right, okay, so that's that stuck on there. Obviously I still need to trim it off again, but that's not a problem. Right, so the only thing left then is to do the tab, which I had ready. It's over here. So we've got number 9. So this was my guide. Now this obviously is a little bit shorter, so I'm kind of just placing it in the middle. And then this is going to go on there. Okay, so there's my number 9 challenge card. So we have imagine is the word, time is the thing, so I've got my clock, and green is the colour. So I've got some shades of green in the map in the background. I've got green on my clock and a green brad there as well to help with those movements. So that's the challenge. If you are taking part, don't forget to post in the Facebook group using the hashtag AlteredIndex2024. I love seeing these on Instagram as well. It's been really cool seeing everybody's interpretations of the different cards. Thank you so much for joining me today and joining in with the challenges. I do apologise again for my croaky throat. Hopefully the next time I record it won't be quite so bad. Thank you very much, and I will see you all in the next crafty video. Bye for now.